Hello. So today is August 5th, 2023. Sorry, yesterday's was not uploaded. So the first important news is import curb on computers and laptop, and center may give in transition time to move the license regime. So basically, this is regarding the domestic manufacturing assembly of laptop and other such components. And the government wants the manufacturers to go through this iPhone model, like similar assembly and all. um, this article kind of says about it. The main reason why the government is coming out with this uh, license regime, and what the government says is it's mostly security, local production, and trade imbalance playing out. So, as MNCs brace for supply squeeze, local manufacturers also eye more deals. So, basically, due to this same import restriction, what would happen is in the short term, there would be some challenges, supply chain issues, demand will not be met with the supply of laptops and tablets and all of these things. But companies such as Lava, Dixon, Optimus Electronics, they would have a long term, they would definitely benefit out of the collaboration. And on a long term point of view, there would be jobs, innovation, some reduction in current account deposit, and also import bill, and safety and security of the component, and then the government will have idea where we are importing from. Some industries which will get benefited out of these are batteries, display, hard drive, plastics for chassis of the laptop part, memory, graphics, LCD screen, etc. So this article kind of goes through all of these things. One of the biggest concern is that we are still not ready with the manufacturing point of view, and the timing is also kind of not that great because we had a very damp quarter, last few quarters. So big companies are putting their imports on hold. Yeah. Next, SBI had a 178% quarter one based on higher net interest income. So basically, their other income, net interest income, and decline in provision. Uh, the NPAs are also under control as per this part of the article, and the management sort of expects credit to grow at almost 14 to 15% in FY24, with deposit rising to around 13%. So that's pretty good. Uh, you can see all the numbers over here and how things are playing out for SBI. Then Apple actually had a stellar growth in June, and there's another article which will link to this one. Uh, but this kind of shows the aspirational aspect of India. So people want premium products for the services, yeah, all of those things. Yeah, then the next one is Mahindra and Mahindra's June quarter profit goes up by 60%. So their sales are up by 19%, but their profits are up by 60%. And this is really good in a consolidated number. That means some operating leverage is playing out, and high margin products are getting, say, for example, the XUVs and all. So this article kind of gives a breakup of all the items. One thing that has been a key concern is the capital allocation towards the RBL Bank of Mahindra, but the management has been time and again saying that they don't want to diversification. They want to diversify into correcting. They want to understand how that works, because they also have Mahindra and Mahindra also has a NBFC, the financial services business, and so they want to understand how that works. They are going to get some. They are going to launch a couple of EVs in the coming year, and they're going to get some high investment from Temasek. So that's kind of nice. Then there's something on Akash and Byju's and all, but this is not very important, but this could be a good read on corporate governance. Uh, then there is another article on LK99. Recently, it was in news because of the superconductor related, I think. For superconductor, what we need is basically low resistance to tending towards zero resistance and diamagnetism. So basically, the it should repel magnetic force uh, over here. So these are needed, but in practice, nobody has able to replicate these findings which this is said. If this is possible, if such a thing is possible, then it would mean higher efficiency in terms of power transmission, motor, generator, electronics becoming more efficient. So efficiency basically. So your heat is connected to resistance, and this is a cycle. As your devices get heated up, the resistance gets heated up, increases, and then it generates more heat. So something on those lines. Then another article which says that 74% of smart city projects are completed, but there are urban challenges which are basically related to safe drinking water, clean air, good quality roads. So even though these smart city projects are there, I mean, have been delivered, and there has been a lot of uh, what do you call it? I mean, money that has been gone over there, but yeah, there are still problems, which basic problems which are not yet addressed. The next is regarding RBL Bank's investment by Mahindra and Mahindra, and they try to justify why is it not a very bad idea, and what are the synergies that is available. Qualcomm hires someone, and then Biocon also hires someone new. Um, Wipro is getting into consumer care business to focus on food business now. I think as families grow smaller, food businesses, direct food or fast food should pick up, right? Yeah. Uh, okay. So Britannia's quarter one, again, a profit goes up by 35.6% on higher revenue. That's also kind of interesting. You can go over there. JK Tyre, for example, in quarter one, their profit actually triples to 159 crore. But their income, if you see total income is does not pick up so much. Again, operating leverage playing out. So that's kind of very nice and could be seen over here. There was, I mean, the company, the share also jumped 6.73%. The next article talks about Yulu, and probably they're trying to get into a franchisee mode business where they're asking various interested parties to kind of get involved into I mean end-to-end services and all in different cities. So for me, this looks like a very good franchisee program. Um, this article talks about electric cars making inroads in small cities, how affordable cars are coming in, and how some of the issues are getting solved with charging infrastructure, and people are getting more aware. Awareness level is increasing, so that sort of thing, and the numbers are really very encouraging, right? Reduce cost of ownership over lifetime and all. Yeah. Then there's this article again regarding drug export, more time for track and trace system. Another interesting article is India exploring carbon trading option with Japan. Now, this is related to the CBAM, which is basically carbon border adjustment mechanism, which affects steel and five other commodities. Interesting areas that could be looked at is carbon trading and recycling companies and also renewables. But this article kind of says that with Japan, India is trying to sort of come into negotiation whether they can also allow a carbon credit transfer to countries that buy green hydrogen from it. So on those important article. Oh, sorry, that's for the next part. Okay, yeah. This part talks about the CBAM rules, and this could be read. Yesterday there is an interesting article on CBAM. I'll probably try to upload this to this video also. Then Nirmala Sitharamanji, she talks about South regional rural banks performance is better than the national average, and there are a lot of flagship schemes which RRB is taking up, and yeah, it's an interesting thing. Then government has already auctioned six coal mines in seven tranches to NLC, NTPC, and others. Interesting to note is revenue sharing has increased, and it seems like there's a lot of interest from private player, and this will generate almost 34,000 crore and almost 3 lakh jobs. And one can read more about it from here. India and Peru to restart free trade agreement talks. So currently, India is only sending 2% to LATAM. The import LATAM imports just 2% from India. So I don't know how it will work out, but it will be interesting to see. NMDC again looking for lithium in Australia, lithium and these materials. So copper, tungsten, cobalt, and nickel, a very important material for EV transition and all. There's a lot of MOU signed with Hancock, I think Hancock Prospecting for finding or identifying areas where lithium could be found, and then they would figure out. NMDC is also looking to foray into gold and coal mines, and this is one part of the story for that. Um, yeah, Bharat Dynamics, you can see the total revenue that has dropped significantly. There's an article on Honda Elevate and how this car could be interesting for Honda, but yeah, one can go through this one. Next is TVS is launching new Jupiter with SmartX Connect. Interesting to note over here is the telematics, the cluster screen feature. I think these are important for sales growth and customers are looking for it. So something that can be looked at. Hyundai is also taking stakes in AI semiconductor firm because in vehicles now AI is going to be embedded in vehicle chips, so that is why they're getting into it, and AI chiplets could be an interesting area again to look at. BMW launches new color for motorcycle ranges. Now BMW is selling in India, and I think RSL GearTech supplies to BMW the gears for this transmission. Yeah, so that could be an interesting area. Again, Toyota Kirloskar is also unveiling new Velfire in India. It's a very expensive car, I think 1 crore 29 lakhs. Uh, yeah, I mean, interesting that India also has premium vehicle market as well. This is a news from US. So price dropped due to Tesla. This is because of increased competition. Tesla is dropping prices, which is also impacting other competitors. Uh, Also, there's a funding crunch, so it'll be. I mean, it's a wait and watch for most of these startups like Lucid and other companies. I think one of them who's doing good over here is where did it go? The Amazon funded one. Yeah, Rivian. Yeah, Rivian is the only one I think who's doing good. But it'll be a wait and watch in the next few days. All the results will come out. How's Ford and others doing? Hyundai and Kia again recalls almost 91,000 vehicles over fire risk. Not sure if in India this same thing will happen, but this is mostly in America. And this is because of some wiring harness and electric oil pump. So Paytm's loan dispersal is up 148%. This also shows that loan demand is very high for small and micro segments, and Paytm also has the cash flow data. So it's very encouraging to see. Paytm has been struggling. Now there's a lot of opportunity for them. Happiest Mind strengthens with ServiceNow partnership. Then there's another article on the share of VC flow into Indian startups to double by 2030. So India will become a global center point, and EV will probably get a lot of financing in the next years to come. Then there is an article on, again, this is on debt and downgrade, the recent debt and downgrade. So this talks about where the money has gone when US did not do manage its finance responsibly, and how US has I mean, as a global forex reserve, dollar has really declined from 71% to 59%, and US might go into decline because of this one. The next one is on ray of hope for distressed discom. So there is some reform push. It is important because if discoms are distressed, lots of renovation or lots of improvement cannot go through, with especially with respect to renewables, transmission, and deficit. So this will increase the deficit of the I mean general current account deficit of the country. Yeah, and this article kind of gives some policy related thing that how should this be tackled. One can go through this article and read through it. Yeah. Then another article is rural property declines, but lifestyle issue is emergent. So what this article says, in rural area, pakka houses, and then people have smartphone, bicycles, etc. But the problem is, if you go there, the farmers are not interested in agriculture. They are kind of addicted to social media, and then social media is also causing fake news and all of these problems. And then waste management is not great. I mean, they're dumping their I mean their waste somewhere either other. Addiction over here kind of it's more related to alcohol, tobacco, etc., gutka, etc. So something should be done on this one. Yeah, that's the author's kind of viewpoint. Another interesting area is TV advertisement sort of volumes grew by 3% in H1. Um, so and mostly it was from these categories: food, personal care, services, household, personal, what was that? Personal healthcare. Yeah. And they were sort of done by Hindustan Unilever, Reckitt, Godrej, Consumer, ITC, PepsiCo, these guys. Yeah, and in the next quarter we would expect larger. So one can look at stocks like TV Today and all. I'm not sure what are the companies, but you can look at it. Similarly, five-star businesses raise AUM growth guidance after strong Q1, and SKMA product very uptick in their revenue, so it's kind of nice. Wright's Eyes High Consultancy business could be read. Interesting. I've actually missed it somehow. Then Gujarat Petronet drops. Yeah, interesting question. Zomato zooms up 11% as analysts deliver quick upgrades on price target. Everybody other than I think Nomura has given higher price target. Nomura's point is this might not be sustainable, and it's a wait and watch. There is some accounting thing that has been done to show profit. Actual profit is actually it's loss, but yeah, we'll wait and watch. Then US stock rises on Amazon Boost and US job data. So one can read over here, almost good rise. And then there is another article on interesting article times ahead for AMC business with Geo BlackRock entry. However, the challenger there are multiple new players. Uh, BlackRock was in India previously, but they all left. I mean, these all group left because of problems. They could not make sense in working in India properly. Uh, so this could be read over here. And what are the hurdles that this business will take? Then Kotak India's mid-cap fund AUM crosses almost 2.5 billion. There would be an IPO from TVS Supply Chain Solution on August 10, so this could be interesting. Brokers say buy Indigo because they had great results. Buy Spandana Spurti again. NBFCs in the MFI sector is doing brilliant right now, and it's also undervalued. Next article is on Apple. So Apple actually tops expectation, but in US, it's been a bit weaker, but in India, it has become the sales growth are amazing, and that's what this article sort of talks about. How they talk about the R&D spending. They are also investing in generative AI and all of those, uh, basically ChatGPT. And then they talk about their iPhone sales and also their service sales and how everything is with respect to Mac and iPad, AirPods, and all of that. Yeah. So Alphabet also offloads 90% share stake in Robinhood, and Nippon Steel's Q1 profit sort of falls. I think this is because uh, we don't really know, but because falling prices of raw material, so inventory losses mainly. Uh, World Food Price Index rebounds, and then Trump guy. Okay. Then there is an article over concern over Cipla's legacy in affordable drug amid impending takeover. So Cipla is probably going to be taken over by some company, maybe Blackstone, but we don't know. And this talks about the legacy of Cipla and how things had been. Uh, LS also passes some amendment bill. Now, this is the impacts. There are some concerns over here. Uh, it'll generally allow the president of India to kind of decide a lot of things. That's the background that I understood. Next is this article, which talks about the private equity fund again. Funding might come. I mean, investors are very interested. They're meeting founders, but they feel there's a valuation mismatch. Companies are prioritizing profit, and the fall. I mean, the fall has plateaued in the private market. This fall has not seen because companies have not raised any capital. So if you look this year, there's not been a single unicorn. So that is one of the key reasons. And they talk about layoffs and why is it happening and what does the VC want and large player, small player related stuff. Yeah. So this could be looked at. Interesting article. Next, sowing is complete in 85% of the Kharif area. So this kind of talks about how much quantity of land is under cultivation and what is the general acreage. So, for example, in some areas, paddy has higher acreage in these states, and in these states, they have gone down. Then it talks about coarse cereal. It also talks about urad, moong, uh, arhar dal, and then it also takes up soybean, groundnut, sunflower seed, cotton, sugarcane, etc. So various aspects. How much is it? Then government is not probably not allowing export till March 24, and to keep the prices stable. And some of the sugar will also be diverted to alcohol. Diversion to ethanol for vehicle. Yeah, to be mixed with flex fuel sort of a situation. Yeah, this article gives the numbers what is what. Okay. VST Tiller, they had an incredible sales. So their sales have increased and their profit has increased. So almost three times. Gold also increased, and then crude also increased. So this is crude increasing is not very good, but let's see how it affects our economy. Okay. Next is there's a startup which sends various mangoes. I mean, currently you only get few qualities of mangoes abroad, but now these guys are also sending these all. They have an online platform and they send it. Yeah. There's a request from basmati rice shippers that they should also include South Indian brands uh, and consider them as non-basmati because they are also expensive, more expensive than the normal, and in fact, they're some expensive than basmati also. But it belongs to a niche, so they request this to be changed. Yeah, I think Govindabhog and Poni and Sona Masuri, these are some of the rices. Um, yeah. Then there is another article on how IoT machine can change the way we test soil. The name of the thing is BhuVision, and there are some of the features. Why do we need it? I mean, we need to understand what is the organic carbon, phosphorus, potassium, sulfur, nitrogen, zinc, and this machine will try to figure it out and let you know it will send it to the cloud and also let the farmer know how much fertilizer to give. And these are the company who's kind of making this. There's something on tea I don't understand that good, but surprisingly, some of the tea has not kind of sold out. Almost 50, only 57% of the 3.24 lakh kg of tea of orthodox tea was sale on sold. So there's a lot of I mean supply. Nobody's interested. Political. So I'm not really interested in this one right now. Political news, and also there would be almost 508 stations will go through facelift, and this would cost around 2400, almost $3 billion. So this is an interesting news. Um, so Maersk, okay, I did not read this one surprisingly. Uh, they have lowered the estimate for the global container trade, indicating weak demand. Again, they talk about weak demand and they had a bad earning and all. Aksa Air general requirement. Then Katupalli port expansion public hearing on September 5th. Interesting. And then Mr. N. Vittal, he is no more. He is the architect of IT sector. And something about HDFC bond information. Yeah. So I think this is it. Thank you.